Chief guest of the function, Padma Shri, Professor Dr. Ayyappan, a very distinguished scientist. President, Mr. Balkrishna in his absentia. The Vice Presidents, Secretary Sri Konappa Reddy, Chairman of BIT, Mr. Putswamy, other distinguished directors of the Rajya Vokalgar Sangha, heads of the departments, deans, faculty members, associate deans, assistant deans, invitees, reps from the press, graduating student friends, awardees, parents, and I see several of my friends, known faces also in the audience, like you have the former registrar of the VTU, Professor Jagannath Reddy, who happens to be a professor here, who has been quite close to me also here, and Professor Giris, many of them, okay. And above all, the young dynamic principal, Professor Ashwath. At the outset, let me thank you all for inviting me to be here this morning to talk to you. For the graduating students, it is a day mixed with joy, celebration, and a bit of melancholy, sadness. Joy, since several of you are recognized for your achievements in various fields, and pretty soon you will have the coveted, long-cherished formal degree. Sorrow because within a few days you have to leave the enjoyable campus where you spend the best part of your life, whether 4 years, depending on undergraduate, 2 years, masters, PhD, maybe longer number of years, and best part of your life testing diverse feelings. Pressures of academics, late night gossips and outings, and tension-packed examination preparations, seriousness and fun in classes at the expense of friends, at times at the expense of teachers, okay, getting involved in caricatures regarding teachers, missing classes, making up excuses and stories, above all, doing what you loved most, painting a different picture to parents, friends and teachers. You will not get this period even if you paid $1 million the moment you log out of the campus. Every bit of it will be long cherished memory for you. Bit by I mean Bangalore Institute of Technology, every bit I mean a smallest part in the computer science parlance or the computer parlance. At my age and stage, let me indulge or take the liberty of indulging a little bit of philosophizing or pontification. Let me not call it advice, maybe some in a lighter sense, some in a serious sense. I think this is a wonderful campus you have spent. If I look at in a very compact place, you have got multifaceted experience. I have even witnessed, enjoyed during your manthan. On a regular day, the dB level of the metro passing by silences everybody. But during manthan, your noise dB level has been silencing the metro passing by. And during 11 to 1, I think you took charge of the college. It is not the principal who was running the college. You will not get an experience like this. And everything is a wonderful experience. The moment you walk into the campus, which is a wonderful um, sort of joy you find. Sometimes I get amazed how the parking system works in this place. There is something like a polygonal space. I don't know what is the dimension n there. Everyone finds a parking space. The parking lots are full. Still, you hop in and find a parking place there. It is done in such a disciplined manner. Space there, still you park your vehicle and you take out your vehicle. And it is an optimal utilization of this space. Nobody fights and nobody argues. It is a wonderful experience you find. And the vehicles get to the campus as if they are driving on the Bangalore road. There is no question of slowing down. Absolutely no slowing down. Everything is a unique experience you would have had. You try to go from third floor. If you want to go to, there is an elevator to first floor, you go to sixth floor, then come down. Because this is something what your physics teacher taught you, conservation of potential energy. Plus H you go, minus H you come. So mg plus H minus H, it cancels. Okay. So net gain in potential energy is 0. Okay. You go up and come down. So the algorithms what you find here when you are in a hurry for a 9 o'clock class, or if the faculty have to run for their biometry, you have your smartest of the algorithms. How do you navigate in the 7 stories? And going in the 7 floors is every day like an experience in 7 wonders of the world. You experience something wonderful in each of the floors every day. Okay? To add it all, you have, when you walk in, you find in the right side, there is a wonderful equivalent of the Bodhi tree. Okay? The Bodhi tree where Lord Buddha meditated for the enlightenment when he was worried about the sufferings of the people. So the students congregate there, but only the difference is not lonely in group, essentially to talk about the sufferings in the classes, in the laboratories, with the teachers, in exams, and see how do you get out of that. So you have everything wonderful there. There is something right opposite. You have Namur, that Taja Upahara. The Upahara may not be Taja or not, but then your discourses are definitely very Taja. Okay? The discourses what you find there are certainly Taja. Okay? So you have all excellent experiences you find. It is such a compact quadrangular place. Someone has conceived of this, a 7-storied building, all surrounding. And if you are one of the spiritual person, or even a staunch atheist, suddenly you are reminded of God because you have to pass your field theory exam, which is very tough, or automata theory exam, or you have to get a job. Okay. So you are suddenly reminded about God. So there are gods and goddesses surrounding you. And if you are really so much excited that you want to have a change of food, right, the famous food street is very close by inviting you, which I had not seen in my 53 years of stay in Bangalore. It's a wonderful place, campus you have, what you find. So you will, I think, miss every bit of it when you log out of the campus. When you meet your friends, first thing you will ask, how is college? How is BIT? How are the departments and all? So this is what you will find in the sort of in your life, one of the important places. So you will soon enter a different phase of life where the teaching is different. In BIT, the teachers taught you first and then tested you. But life, love on, will test you first, then teach you a lesson. It will be the other way. You as alumni of the college should be the torch bearers and brand ambassadors of the college to create a vibrant public perception. Outside world will essentially look at you. They will talk about BIT, how good it is. Wherever you go, and whatever ends you pursue, you must always fulfill the trust reposed in you, in your nation, your parents, your alma mater. Two species, two breeds of people are certainly important in your life: parents and teachers. Okay? They have brought you up to this stage. Suddenly you will start arguing with me. We are trying to enter a different phase of life. Is spouse not important? Yes, that is a third species, also important, but whether you like it or hate it, the spouse will always say, I am important, or more important. Okay? But when it comes to parents and teachers, you should never forget, particularly you should be indebted to your alma mater, you should never lose touch with it. The parents and teachers are the great assets in life. They complement the teaching in your life. You should be proud that you were professionally and personally brought up in one of the finest institutions, which has carved a niche among the prestigious institutions of the state. Recently, it has been bestowed with a NAC A+ grade, which is quite prestigious. I'm sure in future it will certainly will have a lot more sort of exciting things in store. And they have encouraged you in curricular activity, co-curricular activity, number of them. The institution has by design promoted interdisciplinary activity. In NEP, the emphasis has been interdisciplinary, cross-disciplinary activity, which was mentioned by our chief guest. Because when you go out, it is not only how much of the programming or coding or Java skills you have or Python you know. What is important is how you apply to real life. What are the other disciplines you know. That is what is important. In fact, as you go higher and higher, you do less of science, less of technology, do more of management, managing people, managing huge projects. That is what is important. And I have witnessed what you have learned through organizing Manthan is something unique, because this gives you a totally different type of experience, which is not written any website, it is not in a textbook, there is no algorithm given anywhere. From now on, you need to inculcate the spirit of working in teams, respecting different views, managing a group of colleagues, and drawing the essence from divergent views. You need to treat success and failure with composure. Failure should never go to your heart, and success should never go to your head. You should be in competition with yourself, and your goal should be to improve your last performance rather than competing with somebody and getting frustrated. You can win life if you avoid comparing and expecting. Never compromise with integrity of character. Talent will take you to the top, but it takes character to keep you there. In the professional life henceforth, you should learn a simple lesson from tea. It shows the real worth when it gets into hot water, as somebody said. The value of tea is increased when it is dipped in hot water. So your value actually comes up when you are in adversity. It is tested. Okay? Always try to be the best in handling the worst. Success is not a matter of being the best. Success is a matter of handling the worst. It is not important how many times a boxer actually fights. It is important how many times the boxer has fallen, and after falling, how many times the boxer has got up. That is what is important. The main issue, the problem with most of us is we don't try once again. We leave the moment we get a failure. So you need to adapt to changing situations here onwards, either in technology or business model. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the most responsive to change. Okay? Whether it is working environment, working conditions, your principal was mentioning, we have come out of COVID with a tremendous success. This is a unique experience we have, which none of us had when we studied. You went through a hybrid mode, flipped mode, online, offline classes. You have tasted that, what it is. It is an important experience, and remember, NEP emphasizes that. It talks about distance education, digital education, and all that stuff. Life is like a tennis match. If you want to win, you have to serve well. Remember, the match starts with love all. At my age and stage, let me take the liberty, as I said, of indulging in a bit of advice on topics such as ethics, morality, integrity, honesty, which are very important here afterwards, because you will be slowly getting into very senior position. These are topics of national and international importance. You as engineers have to ensure that technology can improve the lives of the people, as was mentioned by our Honorable Chief Guest. It is time for computing to emerging from its technological cocoon and engage vigorously with social science. And if we wish our technology to be developed for the most effective use of mankind, then we need to understand mankind better. What are the needs of mankind? Deploying technology without understanding its social context may have adverse social consequences. Whether it is machine learning, AI, whatever it may be, everything has its positive and negative consequences. You should be careful about that. People are already worried. The short-term dopamine-driven feedback loops that we have created are destroying our society. No civil discourse, no cooperation, misinformation, mistruth. This is not about Russian ads, this is a global problem. I think the social contacts, social relations are something very important. You are embarking into the outside world where there are several challenges. When things are tough, as you know, it is tough to get going. I am sure with the sound all right training what you have got at BIT, you will be able to face the challenges outside. My heartiest congratulations to all the students who have graduated and for those who are going to get their awards. Congratulations to the winners of the various awards and recognitions. And you need not get discouraged if you did not make it. In life, there is always a next time. There is enough opportunity for you. And a minor suggestion for future career planning, I urge the brighter ones and the ones with a flair for research to take up academics and teaching as a profession. That's what was mentioned by our Honorable Chief Guest also. Research is important. Look at a country like China. They have large number of doctoral students, researchers and all. The ones still looking for career options can even look at government organizations like CSR, CDAC, many of them. You should make lifelong learning a success mantra. Albert Einstein said, once you stop learning, you start dying. You should be a student lifelong since technology keeps changing fast. Learning is not a product of schooling, but the lifelong attempt to acquire it. That is what Einstein said. And every time in life, do not start counting only. Okay? That's what Einstein said. Not everything that can be counted counts. And not everything that counts can be counted. Okay? One should not worry about that. The man who graduates today and stops learning tomorrow is uneducated the day after. So you should be continuously in a process of learning. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, who cannot unlearn, and who cannot relearn. So this process has to continue. The excitement of learning separates youth from old age. As long as you are learning, you are not old. That is why, even though I am the oldest person in this audience, I can say I still feel a little bit of excitement because I am continuously in the process of learning. Dr. Kalam had said once in his discourse and all that discussions when he was talking, it was a wonderful thing. He said 6 things you should do for a happy life. 1, mind your own business. 2nd, Focus on the good things in life. Third, complain less. Fourth, have less argument. Fifth, surround yourself with positive and inspiring people. And sixth, smile more. Okay? So you should keep some of these things in mind when you talk about. And Swami Vivekananda says, you have to grow from inside out. None can teach you. None can make you spiritual. There is no other teacher but your own soul. You have to take care of yourself, guide and be guided. Okay? So there are lots and lots of things one can keep talking about. As I said, for the present generation youngsters, the last thing you should do is venture to give advice. They are the smarter ones. They know which channel to watch, which mobile to buy, which software to download. They are the smarter ones. So I wish you all the best in the future days to come, with the heartiest congratulations to you, and always act as a brand ambassador for BIT and keep in touch with your alma mater, teachers, and bring it to the top and talk positive about it. There are problems everywhere. Today you go to Indian Institute of Science, where I worked for 50 plus years. You go to IIT, you go to best of the institutions. There are problems everywhere. People crip, but they still, life goes on. They try to work. So as Dr. Kalam said, complain less. Right? Wish you all the best.